Hi, welcome to the Pursuit of Truth. My internet's gone. Great, I'm meant to be working from home, so I won't be able to do that because Saturday's a day and the engineer's going to take 2 to 5 days and probably longer, so that's a bit strange. I must stop talking about 5G, maybe they're listening to me. Or it's all the other things I've been saying. Strange. Just a quick video. I saw Mr. Cheswick put another video. I believe his was the one that Zoom showed with the NHS nurses dancing and going into the ward and editing when it goes to the IC, well, it goes to the COVID-19 thing poster, and then it goes to the NHS. Or I don't know if they're NHS. They're dancing nurses. So now we put another one on, and I don't think it's him, it's a mirrored thing, I think. I didn't see mirrored, but I believe it is, because it doesn't sound like him. And this time it's showing New York, they're building a new, much like NHS Nightingale here, and they have a dummy with an oxygen mask on it, and there's a person working on a dummy. And now, because of that, the voiceover was saying like, now, well, this is proof, and if you don't see it like this, then you're not discerning the truth, and there's no possible reason for this. And I saw it for a few seconds. I just had the ventilator, so I'm shaking a little bit. I saw this for a few seconds and realised that, well, wait a minute, it could just be, it's a new area, so they're testing. So, I mean, that's a valid reason, isn't it? You know that when at school, when, I don't know if you have, but when we were at school, when they taught us first aid, they used a dummy. That's surprising, isn't it? They didn't use a real person that we breathed into and hold their nose and pinch and try to do resuscitation. They used a dummy. It's pretty standard, isn't it? So they've got this new place. They've got lots of new nurses coming in, I assume in America. I don't know, in here they are. So maybe that's the reason why they've got a dummy there, because they don't want to get a real person and stick him onto a ventilator and practice sticking pipes down his throat. So why they don't have patients there, because they haven't even opened that facility yet. So that sprung to mind as an obvious answer to that. But the fact that that person didn't even think about that has just gone straight away with confirmation bias, a bit disingenuous of thinking that, oh, this definitely means that it's fake. There's no such thing as COVID-19 because they're using a rubber dummy. I already found when they were talking about, I think it was NHS Nightingale, I'll put the clip at the end of Sky News where they show a dummy on a bed. So because I found that means also that it's fake as well. It's just, I don't know, it's just the disingenuous of this investigation. We've all seen, Dow and Gab on Beyond the Imaginary Curve, the amount of detail and the importance of staying, of getting proper research and, not doing the same things with confirmation bias and subjective and all that kind of stuff. It is really important when it comes to truthers that we, that yes, we look for things, but we also got to be honest and not just, I mean, I can't believe he hadn't thought about that idea that the dummies could be just there practicing, that they've got new nurses there, or it's a new setup and they're just practicing while they're waiting for people to come. That seems like such an obvious thing. I thought about it. I don't have any medical training, so why didn't that person think about that? The same with the editing of the other one that I saw on Zoom and Mr. Cheswick, where it's up to a door, they show a door, it's got the sign on it that it's COVID-19, and then it cuts away, and then you see another empty corridor. I mean, I could do that if I wanted to do that. So the fact is that no one's sort of thinking, wait a minute, it's the same with lots of these different subjects within the truth of movement, or whatever you want to call it, where, there could be other answers. You've got to think about it and weigh it up and be honest. Because if we're not honest, we're exactly the same as politicians who when they're asked, well, isn't this a balls up, and they will say no, and they'll go and ramble on, they won't admit the truth when it is. We don't want to become the same as that. We want to move on from that kind of thing. That, let's be honest, yes, you could say that this is, it could be this, but it also could be that. So that, I'm not trying to gatekeep or anything like that. It's just, it just seems to me that's an obvious reason it could be, and then to just caveat at the end of saying that if you don't believe this, then you're not a truther, or this, that and the other. I mean, everyone's seen Steve HV's talks about how to use language and and you know, those types of things. And there's just using that kind of language, the same that NASA do, the same that the government use. So I don't know, it's just, I just wish there was more honesty and more thinking about things a little bit before just putting it on. Being honest, that, wait a minute, it could be this or it could be that. I think it's this, but it also could be that. But just seeing a dummy and then instantly thinking, well, this is fake then, or seeing a video of empty hospital wards and think, oh, that's fake then. Well, if it's that easy to convince you, no wonder we all believe that the Earth was round, because that's exactly the same technology, the exact same thought process. We're shown a picture on TV of a globe, we instantly think, okay, it's a globe that we live on. I mean, are we going to use the same techniques? Come on, take care, take it, best in peace.
To do safe patient care at scale and keeping ahead of the battle, keeping ahead of the virus.
The private healthcare sector will provide up to 8,000 more beds, 1,200 ventilators and almost 20,000 staff. Nurses in London posted these photographs showing them wearing clinical waste bags on their heads because of the shortage of personal protective equipment.